Hello, good afternoon. First Saturday of the Sweet 16 March Madness 2021 rolls on. This is the Action Network March Madness Sweet 16 betting spectacular. We are going to give you 15 minutes of straight info, no padding, nothing that will mess you up. All the stuff, all the info, all the news, all the analysis you need. I got Stuckey. I got Colin Wilson. I got Darren Ravel on the Action Network news desk. Everything we're talking about, all the stuff, all the picks available in our free award-winning Action Network app. Let's all, before we even start, let's praise Colin Wilson, Arkansas's finest son, his team in the Sweet 16, who has brought the Razor back with his new haircut.
Yeah, we're going with a whole Razorback Woo Pig Suey look. So, you can call me Pork Chop today or whatever we're going to do. But, the Razorbacks are winning today. We're going to the Elite Eight. We're going to beat all the Southwest Conference teams in this tournament.
Well, look, by the way, if any listeners hear roosters, it's only because Colin, who lives in the middle of Oklahoma, about 2 miles from Oral Roberts University, has his window open, and God knows what his neighbors have in their backyard. Darren Ravel, you're up first. You've already filed one big story about one big better. What do you got?
Right, Chad. Mattress Mack left his home at about 9 p.m. last night and headed to the airport, took his private plane to Denver, Colorado, arrived at 11:30 at the airport, was met by a DraftKings official, placed a bet for $1 million on the Houston Cougars to win it all at the good odds, or the one of the best odds of 9-1. And then 15 minutes later, got back in the plane, flew back to Houston, and arrived at around 3 o'clock in the morning. That is why your sport needs to be a legal betting state, if I've ever heard a story about that. So Mattress Mack, the largest bet of the tournament so far, $1 million. Interestingly enough, it's a preemptive bet for him. As many people know, he ties this to promotions, and he is going to have a promotion, he says, if the Houston Cougars make it to the Final Four and then maybe in the championship game. But he doesn't have that all set now, but now he would have $9 million if they win it all. So the people that either love him or hate him, he's very much like me. You love him or you hate him, has once again entered the gambling conscience.
Well, listen, that's very self-aware of you to recognize that you can be polarizing. The Cougars at 9-1. Look, I know, Stuckey, you and I both love the Cougars to make the Final Four, and they've been a team that we were thinking about. Actually, I love the Cougars to make the Final Four. I was thinking you and I both love Florida State, which we do. But let's get to the first game. Thinking of the Midwest, Stuck, what do you got for your best pick so far?
Yeah, I apologize in advance. Look, we have you have to wait till 2:40 for the only game of the afternoon, and I'm going under. I also played some Oregon State team total under. I think the total's at 125. Now, I really wouldn't go much further below that, but I'm not sure really how Oregon State scores here. They don't get in transition much, but when they do, they're pretty efficient. Loyola Chicago allows the fewest transition possessions as a percentage in the entire nation. Oregon State really good on the offensive glass. Loyola Chicago, I think, number 2 in defensive rebounding rate. Oregon State gets to the foul line a lot. Loyola Chicago defends really well without fouling. I think they're number 6 in the nation in that category. So everything that Oregon State wants to do, Loyola Chicago takes it away. Really disciplined defense. Porter Moser with a week to prepare. I'm just not sure how Oregon State scores unless they just keep up their ridiculously hot streak from the three-point line. I think they're shooting like 45% since the start of the Pac-12 tournament. They've been getting some good looks, but this isn't a team that profiles as some elite shooting team. So the regression monster could be looming. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a really poor shooting night from the outside against a good perimeter defense. So I just think this should be a grinder. These are two teams that are outside the top 300 in adjusted tempo per KenPom. So I just think this is a really slow game, and everything that Oregon State wants to do offensively, I think Loyola Chicago can take it away. So I'm going under. It's terrible. You have to root for an under all afternoon, but value's value. Anything 125 or above, I like.
Stuck, we're not amateurs here. You don't just pick out a side because you want to be able to tell people to pick out a side. You go with your best bet. That's what betting is. You take the best value. That's what people are supposed to learn when they're watching this show.
Don't do it to win a jacket.
Exactly. Do it because you want to build your bankroll and live for the next game. That's it. Colin Wilson, you grew up in Arkansas. You went to Arkansas. You're a major contributor to the University of Arkansas. You've got some Arkansas paraphernalia. You've got an Arkansas haircut. What's your first pick today?
And my parents have worked at the Walmart home office for 30 years. So yeah, I am true Arkansas through and through. Listen, my first pick is Arkansas -11, and this is not a homer play. If you guys have listened to the Action Network podcast for years, I'm the most contrarian Arkansas alumni that exists. And I just don't buy into this team easily because I've been let down so much since I was a kid. But if you look at Oral Roberts, I mean, they've been the Cinderella of this tournament, and people are going to point to how they went to Bud Walton Arena in December 20th, and they had Arkansas on the ropes. They had a double-digit lead late into that game. I think it's just two different teams right now. There's a lot of things you can point to on both sides. Like Max Asmus, he was in foul trouble. He had his third foul in the first half, so he wasn't a big factor in the second half. Arkansas only played Devo Davis 9 minutes. It was, we played a lot of Connor Vanover. He's not playing at all right now. So it's just two completely different teams. But what this does is it gives Eric Musselman is always prepared for games. He's one of the best coaches in the nation. He has one of the best points per possession after timeouts. But what you really have to look out for is the players sometimes start cold for Arkansas. And so we've developed this thing on Twitter and on the Action app where we're looking for the Razorback live dip, the TV timeout dip, where Arkansas is just kind of hanging around. Musselman coaches them up at about the 12-minute mark, and they come out and they can be down by double digits, and then they're up by double digits. And I just don't think that's going to happen here the more I think about it, because these players have seen Oral Roberts. They're not going to be surprised. And so what do you have to do to stop Max Asmus from shooting from the three-point line? Attack him in transition at the half-court line or get into the backcourt. I expect a full-court press immediately, especially from Devo Davis. And what I mean about Devo Davis is maybe a name you haven't heard or seen in the tournament yet. He only played 9 minutes in this game in December. In the last 30 days, he has the 5th highest individual defensive efficiency mark of any player in Division I basketball. He is skyrocketing as a defensive player, freshman, in-state kid. He's going to be assigned to Max Asmus and literally try to shut him down, not even let him get past half court. Oral Roberts is going to try to shoot as many threes as possible. I kind of like the over because Arkansas is failing. Texas Tech shot 50% from the three-point line. That was weird. So Arkansas is allowing guys to shoot from the perimeter successfully. So Arkansas has to get to half court to stop them from doing that. I think this is going to be an ultra fast game. Arkansas likes fast-paced games. Arkansas, by the way, if you're saying, well, this is Arkansas -11, it's double digits. I don't like swallowing this many points. I go back to what I've said on this show a million times. If you want to swallow this many points, take a team that shoots a high free throw percentage and knows how to get to the line. Oral Roberts is the best free throw shooting team in the nation. Great. That could help an over too. But Arkansas is shooting their second best free throw percentage in the last 20 years of their program. I love Arkansas to dominate the boards, dominate transition. They're going to be able to attack the rim. They will have the best shot quality of any Sweet 16 teams. Arkansas to cover, Arkansas on the over, put it in all your parlays. We're going to the Elite Eight, and we're going to take down some more Southwest Conference teams like we did Texas Tech.
Oh my God, we need like a live hog cam in your house.
Wait. Are you coaching this game or betting this game?
Musselman's got it covered. He's got more energy than I do. I can't believe it. So.
Oh my God.
Stuck, you have been betting college basketball for years. You have chosen your nickname Stuck because of your love of college basketball after an obscure college basketball player. What do you think of your friend Colin's take on his alma mater, Arkansas?
Yeah, I mean, he flipped all of a sudden. I mean, look, Arkansas has seen teams. He talks about how Musselman will have his team ready, but in 10 of their 24 wins, they've been down by double digits in the first half. This is a team that both of their tournament wins, they've been down by double digits. They were down by, I think, 14 to Colgate with 4 to go in the first half. It just time and time again. I took some more Roberts plus 11.5 pregame. My plan is to come in on Arkansas under the 12, under 8 time media timeout. That's generally when their dip happens. I hope they press this. So I took some Oral Roberts pregame. I hope they press Max. You don't want to press Max Asmus. I don't think the Oral Roberts team will be scared. They're going to come out firing. Their offense is just electric. Their defense is actually showing more effort. So a lot of they came into the tournament as the worst defensive team by far. But it's starting in their conference tournament, they showed a little bit more effort, and that's translated to just they're still not a great defense, but some better results. Look, I know Arkansas is going to dominate the glass. They won the rebounding battle by I think 26 in the first meeting. Part of that's because they shot 4 of 24 from 3. But they're going to dominate the glass. They're going to get to the rim. But this Oral Roberts team is going to come out firing. And look, a lot of times when you see these Cinderella teams make it this far, it's because of three-point shooting luck. That hasn't been the case with Oral Roberts. I think they're shooting like 31% from 3 for the tournament, 32%. This is a team that's in the top 20 nationally. They're like at 38% on the year. None of their role players have even hit a bunch of threes. So I think Oral Roberts will hang around. I think eventually Arkansas's dominance on the glass, their ability to get to the rim will take over. So I have Oral Roberts pregame. I'll be looking to come in on Arkansas live. Look, there's a chance that they come out and blow them out right away, but it's a chance I'm willing to take based on what I've seen from Arkansas time and time again. Even in the tournament, when you would think they'd be ultra hyper focused, they've been down double digits in both tournament games. So I'll be with the praying hands to start the game at least.
I can promise you right now, Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, all the pregame shows, they will not go this deep on Arkansas Oral Roberts. You've gotten the plateful of what you need to bet or not bet this game. Oh Lord, I really hope it works out for Colin Wilson. I need him, honestly. I just need him to be effective for the next 3 days. And so if this does not work out, I don't know how I'm going to get him to do anything. Darren, help us out on the news desk here.
Oral Roberts, not surprisingly, the most bets on the underdog at BetMGM, 74% of the money on that plus 11. Give you a nugget here. The last 25 years, double-digit underdogs are 2-22 straight up in the Sweet 16. So no matter what your call is, Colin, it looks like history is on your side, at least for the win.
Yeah, listen, if you guys listen to the podcast, I was with Stuck. I'm there for the Razorback dip if it happens. I just think there's going to be a different mindset with Musselman with 5 days to prepare, seeing this team before, and he has the players' attention because they've been on the ropes and almost knocked out by this team. I just don't think we come out flat.
Operative word, we come out flat. All right. Did you know that you can bet player props during the NCAA tournament? So let's do a player prop segment. Stuck, you're up first. Give us your best player prop on the board for today.
Yeah, people have been asking, look, lines are really efficient this time of the year. So I kind of like Baylor, but the line, there's not much value. So people have been asking for a lot of player props. I feel like they're getting a lot more efficient. Not really my forte, but one I really like today is Buddy Boeheim under, I think DraftKings put out a 22.5. There's a 21.5 out there, I think now. Even 20.5, I like. And by the way, just shout out to Matt Freeman and Sean Corner. They do a great job with all of our props. So check that out on the app at actionnetwork.com. But Boeheim, if you look, he averages 18 points per game, and he's been on fire. I think over his last 9 games, he's averaging over 24 points per game. He can't miss from 3. So I think this is just some recency bias and overreaction to how great Boeheim has been. And I think that this line should be probably closer to 18. And plus, he's going against a Houston defense that really excels at taking away everything Syracuse wants to do. It's an elite 2-point jumper defense. It's an elite ISO defense. It's an elite 3-point shooting defense. And with 3-point shooting, you could say that there's a lot of variance, even within one season. But Houston, they have the data to back it up. The last 3 years, I think they're number 1, number 8, and this year I think number 12 in 3-point defense. They have the length and the physicality on the perimeter to bother Boeheim. He's going to be the key to their game plan. And look, he could have some shooting regression coming his way. So if he shoots 7 of 13 from 3 again, which he's been doing a lot recently, he will go over this number. But I think this is just an inflated player prop based on what he's done in the postseason. He's been on fire, but this is a different defense that he has to go against. And I think Houston is going to be ready for him. And just all the data says they're going to take take him away, take him out of the game. And if you look at Houston's, they've played, I don't know, 26, 27 games. I think only one player has gotten over 25 points, four over 22. Boogie Ellis, I think, did it for Memphis. He scored 27. So I like this. I think there's some value. It's inflated based on what we've seen from Boeheim. A lot of times these player props on a player that everyone wants to get behind are a little inflated. Limits aren't that big. So if you're betting a player prop here, I think there's a good chance that Boeheim doesn't go over 20.5, 21.5, especially 22.5. Like I said, 24 games Boeheim has played. I think he only went over 22 8 times. So that's 1 out of every 3. If you lower that to 20.5, I think it's 11 out of 24. That's still less than half the games. And this is a tough matchup for him and the entire Cuse offense.
I love the Cougars. I want them to go to the Final Four. I'm torn because of the bracket, and I love Loyola Chicago, but I think Houston getting the Final Four is just a great story for that program and what they've been building towards for several years. Colin Wilson, what do you got?
I'm going to tag on to Stuckey's first bet, which was on the Oregon State under, and I'm going to take a player prop there. And if you have not seen what we have in Action Labs, the tool is absolutely amazing. It's got all the props for points, 3-pointers, rebounds. And so the one I'm going to focus on is Oregon State's Ethan Thompson under 13.5 points. And, you know, our Action Labs projection has it at 13. So I would buy it down to 13, but the under is definitely way to go. Take everything that Stuck said before about Oregon State and their problem shooting here, but Oklahoma State logged 29 personal fouls and sent the Beavers to the line 35 times, in which they've made 32 of them. And Thompson shot 15 to 16 from the free throw line. That's just not going to happen again against a Loyola Chicago team that is 6th in defensive free throw rate. They're not going to send Thompson to the line 16 times. They may not send him to the line 2 times. So those points are just not going to pile up there for him. Another one is, Thompson is a major contributor on this team, but his 3-point shooting is a disaster. I mean, he's 31%. That's one of the worst on the team. So he's not very good from the perimeter. And if he thinks that he's going to go into the interior against this Loyola Chicago defense, you can think again. They're 2nd in the nation in defensive rebounding. They play at a high clip inside the paint. They don't send people to the free throw line. Just everything points to Ethan Thompson having a very bad day shooting. So I'll take the under 13.5 on his points.
All right, so these are our final bets right now. We got Loyola, Oregon State, under 125.5. We've got Arkansas, -11 against Oral Roberts. We got Buddy Boeheim, under 22.5 points. For Syracuse, Ethan Thompson, under, looks like 13.5 points for Oregon State. Darren Ravel, take us home.
All right, here we go. Loyola is the big one here, the biggest bet we've seen today. 306,000 on Loyola, -6. Guy bought a 0.5 point there, so that's to win $255,000. And on Prop Swap, a guy bought a ticket, $50 to win $75,000, 1,500 to 1 on Loyola to win it all. That ticket has been purchased this morning for $4,700, which gives you the odds, pretty better odds than most books. But is that the right move or not? We don't know. That's a nice move from $50 to $4,700 though.
I
would not sell that, dude. Like as my Northwestern bet, I think selling that for, we know, take the money off the table, blah, 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 blah. No. You got to live like a gamble. That's your one chance to be crazy. Way too early.
Way too early against an Oregon State team. At least wait till the Elite Eight. At least wait till you see if you're playing Houston. And $50 to win. I thought you were going to say 47,000. This feels like someone got scared and needed the money. That's what I think. All
yeah,
right.
I mean, I hold a $50 ticket on Loyola to win it all. It makes like $20,000, and I'm not selling. I'm not even going to sweat that thing this weekend. I'll worry.
Yeah,
about
but
it.
I will say, and people ask me all the time about, should I hedge this, should I hedge that? It's so difficult to answer that broadly speaking. It really comes down to the individual. Maybe that $4,700 will do a lot for their bankroll, or it could help them personally and they really need it, and it would help their family or pay off some certain bills, and they lock it in and it could help change their life. So it really comes down to your own personal risk aversion, your financial status. So who knows where they are, if that's what made them comfortable. I would have held it another round, but those things are individual decisions.
You're right, Stuckey. We shouldn't judge. We should be curious. As Ted Lasso says, let's be curious, not judgmental. All right. This has been the March Madness bracket spectacular for the Sweet 16. We will be back tomorrow at noon, breaking down best picks for the Sunday slate. I am Chad Millman for Darren Ravel, for Stuckey, for Colin Wilson. Good luck today, folks. Thanks for watching.